Wow, Kevin, great job at video making. That light source is only directly behind your head. Listen, this is the best framing I could get for the particular shot to be able to easily turn back to my computer. And I'm not going to turn that lamp on because it's ugly and I tried it with the blinds closed, so I'm making the best of a bad situation. Anyways, for the purpose of the video, something that a lot of longer term YouTubers will indulge in is the idea of watching your old videos and complaining about how bad they were and, patting yourself on the back for how far you've come. And I figure I still suck at making videos, so what better to do than to go back to the first video I ever made where I sucked even worse than I do now and just completely roast myself and have a good old time. Just for a bit of context, this was, I believe, literally the day after my graduation ceremony. I think some of my family members are even upstairs having a party or something like that. I'm just like, I don't care about you guys. I'm going to make a YouTube video. It is very rough around the edges, but I'm going to watch through it to be able to both find out how bad I really was at making videos, and also to give any aspiring video/filmmakers out there some tips and tricks in order to not suck as bad right off the bat as I did. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is my first vlog. Right off the bat, I just want to go ahead and say this isn't scripted, this isn't going to be edited or anything, this is just kind of a long stream of me.
I'm going to go ahead and interrupt myself right here. Don't be an idiot. Write a script for your video. You might think that you're charismatic enough. I certainly believed that I was charismatic enough. I thought well enough on my feet that I could get away with, just jumping into a video, no script, no rough outline. Obviously, this is a little bit more of a reaction type video. Plus, I'm 4.5 years older, so I'm a little bit better at talking without sounding like a big dummy. So do yourself a favor and at least have a rough outline of points that you want to talk about in your video. Believe me, you'll be better off for it. Also, in terms of editing, even basic stuff like, trimming down footage to eliminate dead space, or even vocalized pauses to the biggest extent that you're able, it just makes your videos flow better, and it makes you seem like much less of an amateur. Even if you don't have the money for an expensive editing software like Premiere or After Effects. After Effects is really more for the visual effects end of editing, but I think Final Cut is the one on Apple. Even if you don't have something like that, Windows Movie Maker at least gives you some minor ability to just trim down footage a little bit, splice in audio, all that kind of stuff. I haven't used Windows Movie Maker in over a decade, so it could be complete garbage now for all I know. They might have completely abandoned it, but find some sort of basic bottom of the barrel editing software where you can at least trim down clips, sync up audio a little bit better, that kind of stuff. Believe me, your videos will thank you. Back to it.
Me saying words that come to my brain. So yeah, it's going to be messy and it's going to be fun, but it's okay because it's my vlog and I can format it however I want.
That is true. Don't let anybody else tell you how to format your videos necessarily. I know I just went on a long rant about, script your videos and edit your videos, but there's a difference between filmmaking and formatting. This type of format, a lot of people wouldn't necessarily resonate with, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad video or that you shouldn't make it. It just means people might not vibe with it. And there's a big difference between something not being good and something not being to someone's specific taste. And that's a big topic, and I could make a whole video on it. And I do plan on eventually making a whole video on it because it's something that I very passionately care about. But I'll talk about that on its own time.
So first of all, this is an announcement video saying, oh hey, I'm going to start vlogging now. Hopefully this will be a regular thing. I'm thinking in my head I'll be updating every Sunday and Wednesday.
This schedule did not work because I had a very busy summer that year. And if you go through my upload schedule, you can see that I did a horrible job of keeping up with this, even with all of the amazing technology available to you in the grand year of 2014. I could not keep up with that schedule even a little bit. It was ambitious, I will admit, but ambitious in the wrong way.
But it just depends on like whether or not my schedule is crazy or if my life's been boring for the past 3 days and I've just been like.
That's also true. My life was boring very often back then, and still is now to an extent, but I'm at least a little bit better at fudging it, that it's a little bit more exciting. Plus I have a car now. I didn't have a car at the time, so I can actually just like go somewhere. Even if I'm having a boring day, I can have a boring day at a park or at Walmart or, I don't know, some other location that at least adds a little bit of spice rather than the basement office in my parents' house, which, by the way, this is literally in my mom's basement. So make of that what you will. I was only 18. I was a fresh high school graduate, so it's not like I was a grown man living in my mother's basement. But yeah, just to provide a little bit of context, we're dealing with a low budget production here.
Sitting at home playing League of Legends or whatever, I might start talking about that, and then everyone will stop watching my videos because it'll be weird and boring to people who don't do that stuff as well.
Joke's on them. Nobody watched my videos in the first place. I think to this day, I'm gonna remove full screen real quick. You can see my YouTube recommended videos. This has 80 views, and I don't know exactly how the YouTube view count counts, but I'm pretty sure it counts the current view. So it's actually only at 79 views. 4.5 years after it was made. So make of that what you will. Nobody ever watched these videos.
Anyways, the next thing.
That pause is the sort of thing I'm talking about. That whole like, gotta gather my thoughts. If I had the willpower and the passion to at least throw it into Windows Movie Maker, I would have been able to trim that out, and it would have been fantastic. This would have been a 10 out of 10 video, basically the Citizen Kane of YouTube. That's false. I still didn't know what I was doing, but, you know, it would have been less amateur if I knew how to edit back then. Not even if I knew how, if I had the willpower to edit this 3-minute and 41-second video. It wouldn't even taken that long.
Thing I want to address, this is being recorded the day after my graduation ceremony.
I was right. It was the day after my graduation
ceremony. And so, I want to share some of my thoughts on that. High school overall has been kind of a really big, mixed, weird bag of feelings and experiences and all that.
Everyone likes watching 18-year-olds talk about their feelings. This is a proven science fact. Don't check that. Don't look it up. Everybody loves it. Clearly, I was a visionary and I had something important to say that nobody else could ever possibly say for me. And actually, I say mixed bag there, but the further distant I get from high school, the more I realize that it was a pretty rough experience. A lot of it was self-imposed, I will admit. And I'm pretty sure I even say in this video that a lot of it was self-imposed, but it was a pretty rough experience for me. I still have one friend that I keep in contact with from high school. And I have a lot of good experiences that I owe to my time in high school, but overall, I would not call it a mixed bag. I would call it a negative experience with a few highlights.
Kind of different stuff. And I've had my high points with like the theater department and AP classes and awesome teachers and friends that I have. I pretty much lost contact with everyone. I actually moved in with one of my high school friends after graduating. I moved to Burlington, North Carolina. That's where my yearly vlog started. Not while I was still roommates with him. I had moved out from him because of personal stuff that I'm not going to get into here. But I did move in with a friend from high school, and I thought that I was going to be able to keep contact with all these people who are unique and interesting in their own ways. But in reality, I've kept in contact with one friend, and even that's only been like, every 6 months to a year, we'll meet up and talk about, what's been going on in our lives for a while. If you're watching this, Jordan, you're still cool, and I love you, man, but I'm bad at keeping in touch with people, so you should feel honored that I've even tried a little bit. And then I've also had my low points where sort of like me as a person, I was kind of getting in the way of myself and preventing me from really getting involved in a lot of the big, awesome experiences and clubs and events that my school had for me to take part of, just because, I don't know, I thought, hey, I'm better than that, or I don't want to be involved in that because the sort of people who are going that I don't like, or other crazy, stupid stuff like that.
I want to give myself points for self-awareness because I did recognize in that time that I did feel that way, that I felt in a lot of different spaces that I was better than people, that I was smarter than people, that some activities and hobbies and friends even were beneath me in some way. So I want to give myself points for self-awareness there, but I also want to point out something that's been really bothering me is the glare on my glasses. You can pretty much see the reflection of the entire computer screen, and you've probably been able to see it to an extent during this video. I haven't been able to go back over the footage, and who knows, I might be making a complete fool of myself by even mentioning it. But hey, guess whose camera totally just died mid-sentence? I'm not going to bother going through the remainder of the video. There's still about 2 minutes left, and given the current rate of flow, it's going to take a while. In summation, for the remainder of the video, I basically try to be very diplomatic and get people from my high school who would potentially be watching this video to not realize how much I hated them. Was pretty much the strategy there. I went on a tirade about how, yeah, I did enjoy high school. I'm normally sarcastic and whatever, but, you know, we did it. We were all together. We were a team somehow. Yeah, it's not a good video. It's not good. I'm going to link it in the description of this video, but I'm absolutely in no way proud of it, and you should leave some sort of fun comments. And I'm going to go ahead and hit dislike, because that's what this video deserves. And one last thing I want to show you before I'm done is if you scroll down to the comments, you can see that a year ago, someone named Rachel Leanne posted, "Hi, Kevin." And really, at the end of the day, I think that is, in fact, the perfect send-off to this video. So, all that said, hi, Kevin.